You're watching Mallrats, a Star Wars podcast. Thank you for listening. Welcome back. We're doing another episode of our Mandalorian rewatch.
Hello.
I'm Nolan.
And I'm Bob.
And today we're going to be watching Chapter 5 and Chapter 6.
Yes, sir.
Season 1.
We are ready for that.
Don't play it already.
I'm trying to get it queued. It was set, but then we messed around. So now I have to get it all queued up again. Which is what you should be doing if you are
they know how it works.
Truly following along at this particular point. So we have it all set up. So this is the Gunslinger. And we can talk through some of the stuff about our thoughts and feelings. So we're going to get ready to hit play here. We're at the Disney screen, 000 for Gunslinger, Episode 5, Season 1. So on the count of 3.
1, 2, 3, go.
There's
beautiful blue Disney.
It is. It is a really beautiful blue. And I'm really more a red person, but it's one of those things that a good blue can really be soothing.
Yeah, I agree. Some greens also.
Some greens.
Not the pea green.
Pea green, no. A really dark, no. But there's something about a
right
cool
there
forest
in the middle.
Green.
Right there.
A Grogu Baby Yoda green. That could work.
He's more blue-green.
All right, so the last episode we're watching here with the recaps, it was number 4 Sanctuary.
Yep.
So this is straight up. They wanted to sit at home. He was thinking about settling down.
No.
For a moment, you thought the woman was going to take his helmet off. For a split second, right?
He wouldn't allow it.
He wouldn't. But then now that they can see that the baby Yoda at this particular point, he was not. He's not safe there. No matter how far, how many hours out of the way they went on that little hover sled.
I don't know how fobs even work, but that would be really confusing in space. All of the infinite amount of directions you could go.
Especially if you go like light speed past a system.
Yeah.
Would it just bloop, and then be nothing?
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Space. Beautiful. All right, this is a really physics and nerd thing about space that drives me nuts. The way that they're going back and forth, you would need propulsion laterally on the sides in order to jump to the left, jump to the right.
Maybe they have propulsion.
But we never see anything. It's always just... And how they can just all of a sudden lift in an airplane.
It's a different galaxy.
Well,
there can be
just
different
saying,
rules.
There's no air here. The airplanes are lifted off the ground, underneath the wings. They go fast enough, and then air, and then the thrust keeps them alive.
That wouldn't work in space.
It doesn't, and that's why whenever you see a good space movie, you see itty bitty little bursts. Apollo 13, a little burst here or there to correct it. So you would be seeing things shooting all over the sides in order to do it.
And even just right there, opening what are those called? Aerofoils.
Yeah,
and then
he hit
pulled back. Like what?
You would need more thrust in the front
to go back.
Or equal, because inertia will keep you going.
Or pull.
Once he turns off his engines, he's still going at that speed.
What's that called? Crazy Ivan.
Oh, Crazy Ivan. So we just talked through the whole dogfighting aspect. So hopefully you're watching, because it was beautiful. His big Razor Crest doesn't seem to be... It's not the slave one.
No. Fire spray.
Fire spray. Gosh, you're going to keep doing that every time. Sorry, it's coded in me. Okay.
Don't let it.
I'll try not to. So, trapped out in space, this is always an interesting issue. Maybe fear, that... especially if you think of Han with his Falcon always breaking down. Thank goodness there's a planet right here. Because you could be light years away from nothing, and sublight engines, you'll never make it there. You'll die before that.
Oh, it's Tatooine.
It just happens to be near Tatooine. The galaxy is so massive. And trillions of planets.
Whatever. Of stars, it's okay. It advances the plot.
Of planets. I love it. And it's just one galaxy. There's a lot of galaxies. That's the logistics of it, or just the infinite possibilities of what's out there. And that's where I've always been somebody that there is life out there.
You sure?
Yeah, just variable wise, there's got to be other people like us, if not us, that look like us that have produced some sort of society.
Or even just bacteria.
Yeah, that's it. The different kind. Yeah. And maybe over time that bacteria could evolve into, given billions of years, into life. Hey, there she is.
Is this the first time?
This is Pelly's first time. And it's, as we've talked in the Boba Fett, Amy Sedaris, a comedic actor. And what's crazy is if you look her up or have seen her in other things, she really hides behind her look. She's an attractive woman. And she did a podcast with, I can't remember where it was, but they were talking about how she, likes to, I do not want to say uglifies herself, but she likes to, whether it was a Comedy Central show where she's always got, this big smile on her face, and is really scrunching up her neck, skin. But this character here, yeah, she definitely gets to shine later on in Boba Fett. And we got to see our pit droids. So that's fun.
I don't think R5 yet.
Skippy, I don't think we've seen him yet. But the pit droids were always fun, even with the people blasting Phantom Menace.
I don't understand it. It's all Star Wars.
I agree. But you have to think of the mindset of the people, my generation,
different
older than me, when they saw them, because I wasn't born until, a year after. Well, it was probably still in the theaters when I was born, but 78. And so getting to see Mos Eisley, him walking around, was really cool. Because it's a practical set. It's not, well, I'm sure some of that back there was CG, but they built this street. Okay, so now these are the helmets. So if he just takes a right, we're jumping up to Boba Fett around this time. The Pike Syndicate has their offices right there. Right? Because that's the next time we see them. And did you see how close her shop is to those helmets?
Pretty sure they just cheated at Sabacc.
Oh, they got their little Sabacc cards? She's almost like a hermit, isn't she? Surrounds herself with droids the whole time.
Or a farmer.
Yeah.
Minus the farming.
I will never get tired of watching him walk or waddle.
Aww.
Think of him with the Rancor when he just kind of sachets out there, Well, no, Mando sachets. He kind of still has a little back and forth.
Little strut.
I was so amazed at how they could film this entire series. And then, a year later, 6 months later, whatever, no one knew anything about Baby Yoda. It didn't get spoiled.
It's amazing.
As big as it's turned out, how they hid it and how cute. Does it have teeth? Baby Yoda? Or does it just swallow?
I don't know.
I'm trying to think if Yoda had teeth. And all I can think of is Cad Bane's visual from Boba Fett with spikes.
Yoda would look weird with teeth.
Yeah, especially human teeth.
Oh, stop.
Pelly is somebody who grew on me. I wasn't down on her, but the cantina.
We don't serve your kind here.
They matched up the door, the entry. He walks in and we instantly think of New Hope. All right, so what's the big difference right now that we see?
There are droids.
So we're years past that.
Less racism now.
I think there was Skippy a bit ago. But droids, we don't serve their kind. He'll have to wait outside. That's what they said to C-3PO. And here we got droid bartenders.
They're the IG droid heads.
That's the one who put a restraining bolt in Jabba's palace.
Oh no, not that, but like in the background.
There's an IG in the back?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, I heard IG head.
Like from what they used to in the original trilogy to make IG-88's head. Were those things.
One of those look
And they
like
just-
spittoon type.
Yeah, they just repurposed it.
Good job. All right, so Toro
Caligan.
Now, this guy here, his eyebrows match up. If you know his dad, and we've referenced him before, Bobby Cannavale, a movie actor, the bad guy in Jumanji. He was big on the Boardwalk Empire show. He's done a lot of other. He was in The Station Agent with Peter Dinklage. So this is his son, and he definitely has his eyes.
Yes,
stare.
definitely.
Kid's talking a big game. Don't overplay your hand. Fennec Shand, first name, the first reference. What do you remember her from? Think back to when we first saw this. Was she a name that you recognized or an actress that you knew?
Mulan.
You knew of her as the voice of Mulan?
Yeah.
Was there anything else? I'd seen her in
not really.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She was in that,
the
TV show. But she was also in ER, the Michael Crichton, George Clooney show.
Oh.
Back in the 90s. That was the first time I really saw her and knew of her.
When was Mulan?
Mid-90s. So right around that time.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Interesting.
Yeah. Got it all memorized. It was really cool seeing the cantina again.
Mm-hmm. Even if it's just for a couple minutes.
And him walking out, this is the same path that they take for the Millennium Falcon. How they walk down those steps, turn around and go, what a hunk of junk. Oh, make 0.6 past light speed, or whatever he says, Okay. Kid never stays where he's supposed to. I'm awake. Oh man, that droid just shut itself off, hid in its shell like a turtle. Can't flip its switch like the one in Jabba's palace. Or Bib's palace at that point, isn't it? They're trying to break up the ship.
Yes.
And we apologize when we start jumping and talking about the Boba Fett show.
Yeah, it's just connections.
It was established that it's overlapping at this particular point. Boba is out with the Tuskens at this particular point.
Yeah, right now.
Right now. And
as we'll see in a minute.
Yeah. And so I guess we're under the assumption not just that you've seen Mandalorian. If you haven't, go watch him without us talking over it, because
please,
I would hate to listen to us if we haven't seen this.
I don't like listening to this while not watching it.
It's kind of difficult, but it's fun to just, we're not shushing each other. If we were watching it, people are
shh,
right?
Quiet.
It drives me nuts. So we see speeder bikes. And so the thing, Filoni and Favreau, how they work this stuff, there's just always so many Easter eggs.
Favroni.
Fan service, right?
What's the fan service?
We get to see speeder bikes.
We've seen them before, in more than just...
We haven't seen them since the movies.
Return of the Jedi.
It's just cool. We do see Anakin use them to go track down his mom when she's kidnapped by the Tuskens. But we're going to, we see the cantina, right? We see Mos
Big
Eisley.
fan service.
We're going to see Tuskens. We're going to see Banthas.
Who directed this one?
We get all of the fan service of everything associated with Tatooine except like moisture farms.
I thought it was a bantha, not a dewback.
I think the dewback is they're gonna use as bait here in a little bit.
Nice. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would like to ride one of those. You don't have to worry about tipping them over like motorcycles and stuff. It's just
you never fall over.
Oh yeah, so here's some banthas coming. These aren't what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
The dead guy on hanging off of it.
It's amazing how much of Star Wars happens related to Tatooine.
Yeah. It's
a
force planet.
If they hadn't put Luke there. Why don't you tell them yourself? Turns around. They snuck up. They are right there. All right. So, you think this is Boba's tribe? Because Boba's with Tuskens right now.
I guess.
They don't have to, because remember, this is Mos Eisley.
Didn't they die before this? I'm trying to remember in the Boba Fett timeline.
I don't know. I think he's still living with them. Maybe they're doing the train stuff right now with the spice. Because he has to come to Mos Eisley in order for them to be killed.
No, but the part I'm thinking, because we're basically at like the lens flare part, which is when he was off on a bantha. I think I don't remember if the tribe was already dead,
but it's happening now.
Yes,
the shows have finally merged up, as we're going to see with the last clip of this show. When Fennec gets shot, yeah. We know now that that's
then
Boba.
Cad Bane comes strolling up.
Well, it could have.
Well,
we're hoping.
I mean, you got you got it right that Cad Bane existed. Please be bantha. Please be bantha. No,
it's a dewback.
Great.
And he's just dragging somebody who got picked off. Look at the shot. I mean, she's a mile plus away. I wonder what, you know how in the movies with snipers, they always have to judge the wind. And then they reach up and they click something, click on the top of their gun to...
That's just for the scope.
Fine, the scope, or, then they have to aim a little bit whichever way because of the wind. With
Also,
the lasers,
bullet drop too. I don't think so.
I think it would just cut right through it.
If it's really speed of light, though, it wouldn't matter.
Right.
Because you move and you're dead.
So it's not quite the speed of light because we can see it.
Mm-hmm.
All of us looking at some dead guy. The thing that's going to tick him off that somebody's close, it's blinking. And if he's chasing Fennec, oh crap, she's close.
Ding!
Thank goodness for his... Oh, she was clicking.
We should count how many dings there are in this.
He's just very fortunate they keep hitting him.
Ding! All right,
I know you're not going to do like a suit of armor, but I'd always be worried they're going to hit my elbows. They're going to hit my midsection that's not covered. Hit me in the side.
All right, that's 2 dings.
Because, yeah, we see she's a good sharpshooter, but we don't get to see her really action until next season when she fights alongside Boba. But then we really get to see her in the Boba Fett show when she assassinates and does all that stuff. She's
got the high ground.
Don't try it.
It won't work.
Okay.
Jumps. I don't know why you jump. Like all the way up there when you just run.
And why did his hover droid stop right there? Why couldn't it quickly...
I don't know.
Or force push.
So many inconsistencies.
Force push Obi-Wan or pull him.
Nobody uses the Force because it would make everything easy.
Well, we see that in the novels and stuff, the Darth Bane books. Whenever they're fighting, they always seem that they talk about putting up a Force shield around them so that it, negates any sort of...
They're
force.
ancient Sith.
Well, yes. That's a fact.
Yes.
All right, this is cute.
You done?
It's like a kid spinning the gun. You know? Yep.
Just waking you up. Wouldn't you just hit the bike?
They have
like the second it goes up.
Oh. I think the desert could still be pretty bright if there was enough moons. They have 2 suns. Does Tatooine have any moons?
3.
Yeah?
Yeah. This is great.
Yeah. I love... Do you see the look of his cape flapping?
Mm-hmm.
That reminds me of the Boba Fett cartoon from the... I think I visually remember him or maybe it's from the Clone Wars, the Gendry Tarkovsky Clone Wars, the
Yeah.
micro series. There's somebody riding, and it's just, their cape is just flared back behind them, and they're going in a straight line.
Stop it.
But it's true, right? The
Yes.
shortest distance between 80 points is a straight line.
You
So
sure?
I understand this, but some sort of weaving, some sort of odd angles. Nice.
Yeah.
Flare is a great idea. Wow.
That's another ding.
Okay, she's smart. She keeps hitting him, but he doesn't die. She would try for some other place.
Mm,
Don't you think?
I guess.
I gotta look up how old she is. I think
Yeah,
she
that's
is.
that's what's confused. Is she like 40?
Well, if
Was
she,
she
let's just
20
say she
doing
was
Mulan?
25 with Mulan, that was 25, 7 years ago. So she's in her 50s, but I think she's in the
Jeez.
back half of her 50s.
Wow.
Mulan was 98. She was born in 1963. She's almost 60.
What?
My that can't be right.
That's not right. What? Hold on, let me. What?
1963, so 27 years gets you to 2000.
What?
Yeah, she's 15 years older than me.
Jeez.
Wow.
It's crazy.
She looks fantastic. And yes, there might be some stunts, but she is very gifted in,
Athletic.
yeah, martial arts and things of that nature. 63. 1963.
Okay. She's 63?
No, 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 no,
Thought we just did the math.
no. We just did the math. Yeah, and Tamara Morrison was born in 60, so he is over 60.
They're pretty close though.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You're my ticket into the guild. The mind games she plays with him coming up are pretty interesting.
Mind gamey.
See, in the Old West, they just make you tie you up and yep, or we can drag you.
That would really hurt though.
Mm-hmm. See, this is the type of shot that would be in the volume,
Oh yeah.
and it's just you can't tell. It looks like it's just the seamlessness of when they are in the desert or when they are in the volume. It's just it makes you it takes you there.
Mm-hmm.
So many things sometimes take you out of moments. This doesn't allow you to do that because it's so seamlessly woven together. It's fascinating. It's gonna go hunt a dewback and slowly walk. Boba rides a bantha and slowly walks.
Like a band.
Seems like I would just take forever to get anywhere.
Inefficient.
Especially when you got a bounty here and you want to get it processed.
Do speeder bikes take like gasoline?
I'm sure they take some sort of fuel.
Because how does it just repulse forever?
Good point. Maybe just making stuff up here. Maybe there's some iron in the ground and magnet. Yeah. Some sort of
Every
minerals.
planet you go has minerals.
Yes.
I don't know if they're using
But it just
magnets.
levitates. It doesn't even. Sometimes it bounces when they sit on it, but he's just chilling. Gosh, that's beautiful. Look at that. I mean, it's obvious what she's trying to do. You see this
Yeah.
anytime that there are captors, trying to get them to turn. By getting in the guild, it will provide him opportunities and
Mm-hmm.
status. There's a whole covert of them.
She'll never know.
Legendary. Pump up the young kid in his ego and wants to
Mm-hmm.
be somebody. When he takes the child hostage, why didn't he just take Mando's ship? Let the kid escape.
I don't know. Because she told him about the armor. And, like,
Yeah.
capturing him or whatever would be good.
The target's a thing that has money. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I think about greed or whatever. Okay, so quick draw. That had a bit
Toro
of
shot
a
first.
yeah. That he Toro shot first. There's no doubt. There was a bit of a explosion out of the end of it.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. It was like sparks.
Not so much just the laser.
We'll see later in the shootout if it's like
Yeah,
always or.
but a shot to the stomach. If he truly wants her dead, and yeah, she's unconscious. Like how Cobb Vanth, when he gets shot, then he's knocked out.
Mm-hmm. Maybe he's dead.
See, in the movies, they would just double tap him and ensure that they're not getting up.
No, not in the movies. The movies always just let people stay alive.
Oh, no, no. What was that rule? Rule number whatever in Zombieland.
It was rule number 2.
Was it two? Double tap?
Boom, boom.
I think speeder bikes would be a little untraceable in a desert.
Because they float.
They float, no tracks. Maybe the displacement going fast leaves a little track, but then the wind would cover it, right?
Yeah.
Slowly walking into town.
And now it's nighttime again.
So he met him there, didn't he? So
Yeah.
he knows where his landing bay is. That might have been a unnecessary risk on his part, knowing he had
Mm-hmm.
the child in his care.
He could ask around, though.
Could have. Yeah, there's Pally. He's got the kid. I wonder how long it took to make one episode. A couple weeks?
Maybe.
It would have been a fun couple weeks, handful of days on set for this kid.
Oh, yeah. Is he in anything else?
I have not heard from him or of him other than this.
It's a cameo.
Oh, he wants, yeah, so he wants to get
Yeah.
it good.
Very clever with the Flash.
Legendary.
Legendary.
Where are you going to shoot him? In his
Ding!
bicep?
Oh, I don't see any sparks.
Whoop. Gosh, so dangerous that he could have landed on the kid.
He's a force baby. It's okay.
Look around.
It disappeared like Yoda.
That's a meme, isn't it? Him looking around the
Yeah.
crate or the basket there.
I just like him sipping the soup.
There's a lot of them. With all of her comedic experience, I wonder if she's ever allowed to improv a little bit
Probably.
because when Mando's not there, it's the droids and those are CG.
That's probably what her stuff
R5
is.
would be there, but the Womp Rats, I mean, she's alone in the volume. So hopefully as long as she gets the main dialogue out, she can play around a bit.
Oh,
Nice.
generous.
So that's the cash from Toro.
Yep.
Was it that Toro paid him or he just took it off him? I wasn't looking.
He took it off
He
him.
took it off him. Now, if he really wanted, he could have taken Fennec for the bounty, but
He
he
doesn't
can't.
need the bounty.
Well, he can't go and claim the bounty.
It's fair. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because he can't go back to Navarro, or he's blacklisted right now.
Do you remember who directed this one?
No. I would have guessed Favreau just for like I talked about the fan service.
Oh, here we go.
I mean, Robert Rodriguez does the Boba stuff next season, but I don't think he did anything this season. Didn't they just have the three directors, and they just cycled through them? Dave Filoni.
Yeah.
There we go. There's not a lot of shows that you watch the credits.
This is one of them.
This is one because just the artwork is.
Look at that Boba Fett armor.
Amazing. And then, I mean, this is conceptual stuff. So this is what when they're brainstorming, and then they use these in order to design the sets or costumes. Because I mean, Toro or other people look a little different. Like Peli doesn't look like that, but they did this before they probably cast Amy Sedaris in the role, so they don't know exactly what that person's going to look like.
Isn't there an NFL coach with the last name similar to Cannavale? Like Patriots or something?
Bill Belichick.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Wait a minute. Belichick sounds like
I don't know.
Bobby
It's
Cannavale.
different. It's like
it is.
It has the same pacing. Cannavale.
Belichick. Okay,
sort
a little
of.
bit. Oh wow! Look
Whoa.
at that belly.
It's different.
Very weathered. We find out later that she isn't has never left the planet.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's the
on
Gunslinger.
The cover. That's it.
Oh,
that's it for
the Prisoner.
Oh, these are two good episodes, two self-contained little stories.
And then they all come back later.
And yes, you have the through line of him evading evading bounty hunters, etc. But this one, I distinctly remember. Do we want to roll right into it?
No. Let's give the people a break.
Give them a little bit of a break. So go ahead and get yours queued up to the Disney scene where you're listening. This will be Chapter 6, The Prisoner. And we'll count you down before we hit play. So if you wanted to keep this going, then you don't have to scroll through the podcast and come back to it. All right, so we're getting it queued up here on Disney. The beautiful blue.
Beautiful blue
We're
Disney.
at 000. And this prisoner,
This Prisoner,
was one of our most enjoyable episodes because of the emergence of
Mayfeld
by Bill
and
Burr.
everyone else.
It was good. Okay, so on the count of 3, go ahead and hit start. 1,
3,
2, 3, go.
I don't know why I started with 3.
I don't know either. Counting can be very challenging.
I know.
Very challenging.
Intellectually diminished.
Yeah. It's nice to see these rehashing ones, especially if we had on the first of our 2 episodes that we do, just to get our mind back into it. Otherwise, we could skip these, but then we would have to count down and get people to do that. And then there's the intro, so we just let it roll. Let it play. And plus, an older fanboy seeing Lucasfilm show up because you knew instantly it was just gonna, John Williams' music was just gonna blast away. It was very memorable. So yeah, The Prisoner. And so I can remember when we watched these each week, we had no idea
No,
what to
just happened.
expect, which is awesome. That's why I hate and try to stay away from any sort of rumors or spoilers. Um, it just
There's only one first time you see it.
exactly, and you cannot see it a sec. Yeah, just one first time. So we haven't seen it yet, but he landed in some sort of outpost.
Spaceport thing.
In novels and such, they're like smuggler post, outpost. There's probably a bar. He's in the hangar bay to get stuff worked on.
We've never seen this Rand guy before.
No, he is new in the show. Clearly, they have a relationship, though a past. But people familiar with the show Sons of Anarchy, he was in that as the biker gangs and stuff. So, and he looked exactly the same with the big bushy beard. All right, so rumors have,
He's
or
heard the
not
rumors.
rumors, I guess it'd be
He's
facts
heard the
then.
truth.
The truth. No questions.
Guild code.
Yeah. Love it. It is a just straight up prison break
Mm-hmm.
episode. So all he needs is the ride, and you brought it. What was he gonna do beforehand? Well,
Not prison
he
break.
probably sent something out. Hey,
Need a ship.
yeah, don't give me that look. All it is a head tilt. He could be smiling under there, but so much is
Probably is.
conveyed. There had to be some acting coach, or I don't think it would be just
Now
the
turn your head.
director, that they would have to try like every combination of tilt, speed of turning,
Mm-hmm.
because it can't just be a camera zooming in, and the music. Something has to happen, a choice. So there's the Mr. Bald guy, Miggs.
Miggs Mayfeld.
Now, we enjoyed him in this one. I enjoyed him, but I loved him in the next one. The next one being the next season, sorry.
Yeah. Crazy to think there's only one more rewatch episode and then the season's over.
You get one
It
more
goes
of
by
our
so
podcasts
fast.
because we have 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you mean? Okay.
No, just 7.
Well, just wondering, making sure.
Special 3-episode edition.
I remember laughing so hard. He was one of the best triggermen. Imperial sharpshooter.
That's not saying
It
much.
wasn't a stormtrooper, a wise ass. Love it. I love his thick Boston accent. There's no, because Star Wars is full of accents, right? Not just the aliens, but then you have the Empire who tend to be very British, very formal speaking. And just to hear some, thug from who knows where, the Outer Rim or whatever. All right,
Berg.
the Deverone here, the devil.
Deveronian.
His name's Clancy Brown. He's been in a ton of stuff. His voice is in so many things. The first thing people might know him from would be Highlander.
There can be
The
only
original,
one.
there can be only one. But first time I saw him, he was the chief guard in Shawshank. He was the one
That guy
who bought beers for the crew after Andy helped him, with protect some money,
and
and help.
Dufresne.
And he look out for Andy Dufresne. Andy eventually turned him in along with the warden, but Gian. Now this actress, I can't remember her name, but she was in Harry Potter. She was in one of the later ones, a couple of later ones. She was one of the, um, was it Mad Eye Moody and his crew? What are they, Aurors or something like that?
I don't
Her
know.
name was Tonks.
Tonks.
But I think more popular for people of not kids from those movies was Game of Thrones. She was a captured wildling who helped Brandon Stark get across the wall and just protect him.
You must be speaking another language.
They're just loading up guest stars in this episode. I love it. Tiny. The Clancy Brown, the Deveron, I always think Deveronian. He he's a voice on SpongeBob. I don't know the character names, but I saw a clip of it, and I think he's like a chef or something.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. All right, so here is the first IT crowd actor, Richard Iodi. Iodi?
Iodi.
Mm-hmm.
Was he in Book of Boba Fett?
No, he'll show up again in the Frog Lady episode of this next season.
Oh.
But the IT person that shows up is 8D8, and it's another actor from that IT show.
Matt Berry.
Yes, but none of them are Chris O'Dowd.
Haha.
Yes.
You're never going to get Chris O'Dowd.
It's going to blow your mind when it happens.
Yeah, it will.
You'd be like,
It
oh
will
my
actually.
gosh, you are so right.
We're going to lead the episode off with that.
In SpongeBob, he's Mr. Krabs.
No
That's his
way.
character
I don't
name.
believe it.
Oh, you'll listen to it and you're going to hear his voice. All right, so Zero is a good droid, a protocol droid. Not protocol-esque, but a very human-esque.
What's the name of the bounty hunter who always goes around with a droid like that?
Zuckuss and Forlom.
Yep. Thank you.
The original bounty hunter crew.
Yeah.
A lot of people thought we might have even guessed that some of those would have shown up in the Boba Fett show, like Danger, the human with the white wrap around him.
Mm-hmm.
A little rough.
On the IT crowd, he's the guy with the weird, like, frizzy black hair,
Yes,
right?
he's very funny. I stumbled upon a travel show of his where I think he and another comedian, semi-celebrity, would go to places in Europe and do the culture and stuff. Like kind of like what Stanley Tucci did with his cooking thing around Italy.
Mm.
And it was really enjoyable and he was really funny.
Or Conan.
Or Conan O'Brien, that's another one.
I guess that's more accurate because I don't think Stanley Tucci's wisecracking while eating food in Italy.
He is funny though. He does joke.
I'm still saying it. His best role is Caesar Flickerman in Hunger Games.
Yes. I loved him in America's Sweethearts. He was the business.
No.
It's a rom-com type thing.
Nope.
But Devil Wears Prada, he was fantastic in that as well.
It's not Caesar.
All right, we're going to turn this into the Stanley Tucci podcast.
All right.
So, Mando, you go out and break this guy. Break him out.
Time to pause the show and start talking about Stanley Tucci roles.
I bet you there's a market out there for that somewhere.
I guarantee it.
He's just so likable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, they make him definitely play up the hugeness of that guy. Mando doesn't back down.
And it won't back down.
No. He's definitely trying to hide something. You know, them looking around his cargo bay. He doesn't have any carbonite bounties all hooked up.
Nope.
Now we did talk about the role of Twi'lek women. A majority of them were always, slaves or dancers. Um, we saw the ones in the sanctuary and Boba Fett, just kind of the pleasure people. Um, and
Ayla
but
Secura was a Jedi.
Ayla would have been taken off planet as a child, so she'd have been fine, right?
Garsa Flip.
The ones who are captured or something could be different. They would have a chance for life. Hera Syndulla, her dad was a general, and she was from Ryloth, so they have. It's nice because you don't see. This is the first Twilight in Star Wars to really have a prominent role.
Yeah.
Ayla Secura never talked. She was just background
Then she gets
attractive
shot.
woman in a midriff. That I remember she wasn't even an actress. She was somebody in the art department or worked at Lucasfilm, but they wanted to put her in there for eye candy or a favor or something. But all right, here's the big reveal
What big reveal?
to them of Baby Yoda. They don't know anything about it. So they're not as intelligent as Fennec was, piecing it together that he has an asset, a high
Mm-hmm.
target, high value target. His spidey senses will be going off just in case they did something. Spielberg got to pick up the
Try again with
puppet.
this little fella.
I'm so excited. That would be awesome. How many people do you think are controlling the puppet aspect? It's mainly just close-ups. Like that just seems to be
Yeah.
just a little doll. I swear I remember reading somewhere that it was like $1 million.
The doll.
Yeah, to make.
Baby Yoda just died.
Now they should probably have strapped in.
Yeah. He didn't give a warning though.
That Baby Yoda is always put in danger, is thrown around.
Can't stay away from Mando though.
No. And he, as we'll see, he protects them. All right, getting ready to break in. Good thing as a seal. Yeah. After watching this multiple times, to see them all, you know, sharing glances and
Mm.
looks, stuff
Like
that's not
they all
being
know what's gonna
said.
happen.
Well, at this point, everything is relying on Mando to be able to do this. That's why
Mm-hmm.
he was recruited, not just for the ship, but the ship mainly. And so he's showing his worth and his value. But there's also the subtext of
They're gonna do something to him.
potentially, yeah. This is a cool shot.
What, like his head?
Yeah, right at the camera, drop in head first. Then
Camera's
then
upside
the
down
ab
too.
workout of raising yourself back up.
Or that.
The move from the jungle gyms of elementary school.
I don't know why you'd use knives in a blaster world.
Right.
Knife to a gunfight.
And then you'd have to go pick them up. You'd run out of them.
Yeah.
It was like Hawkeye in Marvel. You would always run out of arrows. You never. I think in his show Hawkeye, there were a few times where you could see him use them and grabbed a few, but
It
in
never seemed to
general,
go down.
there's always arrows. Are always arrows in the quiver. For a show that, and Boba Fett especially, but Mando is very much like a Western, right? With
Yeah.
this one is just a wonderful little. Oh, Oh, it's like the
Uh,
Jon Favreau
yeah,
character from Solo.
Solo,
Was it Rio?
Rio.
There we go.
What
Jinx.
what are they called?
Can't remember, but they had multiple hands. That's how Han figured out what he was because his
Yeah,
hand came out of nowhere and
'cause I
pulled his
remember
pants up.
he says like you must be a whatever, and that's a pretty bold statement.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like a couple of your arms came out and hitched up your pants a while back.
But what I was saying was it's just the old jailbreak. That's all it is. You know, they could have been a train heist or a bank heist
There should have
one,
been a train heist.
but you kind of get that. You kind of get the train heist with the boba one then with the spice.
It's
But
not really a heist.
no,
It's
it
more of
turns out
a
to be with
let's stop it from killing us.
true, but the actions to take down the train are the same. But a little self-contained episode of adventure and establishing new characters. And the way it ends, we were wondering, because he could have killed
Mm-hmm.
every single one of them. The
But
way
he
it was
didn't.
edited, and you're like, oh, maybe they'll come back.
I just remember he turns. He's like, no.
Oh, that's a cute little blaster off his back.
Just walking up.
And the music. Now they all get to see him. Or were there four?
Oh, there's another ding. I forgot to put it.
Four was one. I thought it was just shooting
There's
them.
two.
Oh, they are shooting them.
Every time he gets hit, it's a ding.
Okay. I didn't know you were
With a gunshot. Yeah, I'm
because you were doing Dank Ferrex and stuff. I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
remember.
It hasn't gone up.
Oh, well, not this episode. Well, kind of glad that Mando came along, guys.
There's one.
There's one.
I'm just seeing if there's only one.
It's interesting that they would have been scared of flames at that particular point.
I don't think they were. I think they just
drew
stopped.
back. Maybe they're light receptors or something, and if they're looking thermal. It's a nice thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bully knocking in shoulders.
Great shot.
Great shot. Right through the head. Yes, it wasn't necessarily a great shot to physically shoot, but we're talking camera angle.
Yeah.
Right through
I'm not talking about shooting them through the head.
We're just doubly being sure.
Mm-hmm. Who's this guy? See anybody?
How lonely would this be? Being the one person, the one human on this prison barge, slowly going through space. Character or the actor is Matt Lanter, who was the voice of Anakin Skywalker in the Clone Wars cartoons.
Oh. Which one?
The Clone Wars.
Which one?
The Filoni Clone Wars.
Okay.
100 whatever episodes with Ahsoka and all that. Easy egghead.
They could have shot him already and nothing would have happened.
They aren't there to kill.
Why don't you just like shoot the signal thing?
That would be a heck of a shot.
Or take off a hand with it.
Well, maybe shooting it would set it off. Why wouldn't he have already? He should have pushed already. Yet here we are. It seems like they would always be bickering and fighting amongst this group. Mando trying to calm it down.
He sounds like that guy from Narcos.
Just through some sort of vocoder or something.
Sounds the exact same.
Yeah.
Just like under a helmet.
Get the blaster out of my face, Mando! Bill Burr has a
squeal.
A range of his voice that just makes me smile sometimes. Crazy twee. She makes a lot of
weird.
as an actor, the choices she makes are very bold. You know, licking her fangs, doing a, different things. Because we haven't seen Twi'leks move around like that before and have that much personality.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, there we go. Okay, these things look like straight out of Doctor Who.
The um,
Daleks.
yeah, the things.
Mm,
I remember getting scared after watching the Mummy on a Train episode.
a mummy
There was
on the
this
train.
mummy
Oh,
guy
a
who was
Doctor
on a
Who?
train.
Was that a David Tennant one?
Yeah. No.
Matt Smith?
Yes. I don't know.
You don't know? Well, you were pretty young though. You think you'd still be scared? The concept,
It
maybe
was
being
really
trapped on
creepy
a
though.
train and the occult and all that. Could do it. Okay, so prisoner is another Twi'lek, and Mando knows him.
I'm gonna save you.
Of course, there. So many of those glances
Ding.
earlier are explained now. All the little nothing being said, but they're still looking at each other.
Sweet nothings.
So Zero was not down in the cargo hold when they were playing around with the child, was he?
No.
I'm sure he would have heard or know of its presence in there by now.
That was a fast 10 minutes.
Well, when things are coming at you in light speed, maybe they aren't too far away.
But they said 10 minutes. Good shot.
Pick up a shot. And then using your weight. Very creative.
Oh.
Now covered. There you go.
Good shot.
I think you got the correct appendage. So there must be power.
Don't
Don't overthink. Don't overthink.
even.
That's just a habit of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Drives me nuts sometimes.
Drives everyone
Because it
nuts.
pulls me out of being able to enjoy it. Because I'm like, come on, that can't. Just suspend the disbelief and soak it up.
I know.
All right, so if he gets caught there, that's not good. If they get caught there, if they escape,
He. Get that bullshit my face, Mando.
beautiful red like a submarine, but they're definitely being
Herded.
herded. Yeah, herded one way. Mando's really good with tech, I guess, and computers to figure that out. It's like in Force Awakens when Rey and they have the Rathtars rolling around,
Yeah.
and Finn, she's able to track where he's at and quickly just figure stuff out.
Why would he try to shoot
Hello.
this guy?
Curious. Piecing it together because he intercepted Grief's
But why would he
message.
shoot him?
Well, if it's a bounty, right?
Why shoot the bounty?
IG-88 or IG-11 was going to shoot.
Well, that's because he was directed to.
Dead or alive.
No, he was told dead.
Oh, he wanted him dead. Do you think Mando was the only one who had
Dead or
to
alive?
not kill order? Even
Maybe.
though they could go either way. Pershing didn't want him to go either way. You know?
Yeah.
I don't even know who he is. What about your sister?
What about her?
This is a great line. The look is beautiful too. Just nice family. She comes to break him out,
And
and
then
then he's
he
gonna leave
dishes
her
her.
there. Nice family.
Poor Devon or whatever.
Yeah, just doing his job. A young man cut down in his prime.
I wonder if they're gonna do another Clone Wars season, or if the final season means the final season.
Well, those weren't all of those unfinished when Disney bought them, so then they
I don't
just
know.
finished them. I would say they're done, and they're gonna focus more on live action. They're giving you Clone Wars and Bad Batch in a way, right?
I mean, but Clone Wars is different episode arcs, and I like that.
Yeah, but yeah.
Like
How
even
close?
Doctor Who, it's different stuff every episode, but same characters.
How close did we get to Revenge of the Sith with the storyline?
Oh, very.
Very, very. So then you're running out of time if they're gonna keep moving forward. But I guess you could do a story at any point along that, as long as you're not
Mm-hmm.
referencing the something that happened later.
Do a Zillow Beast follow up,
Zillow Beast.
or more Cad Bane stuff.
That day would be a fun one. I love the hide and seek here. How this kid moves around. We see how slow he moves, right? With
Mm.
him waddling, but yet he just miraculously can get someplace. Gosh, he's just.
So cute.
I would love to have been there when John said, "Hey, I got an idea."
Baby
Yoda.
Yoda.
Or
Are you
when
sure
did he
that's
get the
John?
idea? When did he come up with it? Was it talking, hanging around? We should have a small child. What sort
A
of
Yoda.
alien could it be?
Make it as cute as possible.
I didn't think they would. Well, I couldn't be anticipating it, but I wouldn't have envisioned that a baby Yoda would be that adorable.
It's just so tiny. I wonder if all Yodas grow up to look the same. Or, like, if
By Yodas,
bigger
you mean the
eyes is.
species?
Yeah. Like, bigger
Well,
eyes is bigger eyes.
do you remember in, I think it was Phantom Menace, there was a Jedi Council. There was another one of his species. Her name was Yaddle. And you only saw her a couple times. I think she may have. And then there was more of a pale skinned one that wasn't exactly it, but he was close. He was in the Clone Wars as well on that Tarkin prison break episode where they had to
Yeah.
go even Peel. And I think he ended up dying in that Clone Wars episode. So there were others.
You're talking over the Berg fight.
I know. Well, I was answering your question. Um, but yeah, Berg is his strength is definitely shown in this stuff. So he just lifts them, pulls them.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I don't think Jian Ying could get there so far, so fast. He's trying to get. My gosh, look at this.
Chin Yang.
This guy does not skip leg day at the gym.
Any day.
That was amazing.
Ooh.
It was kind of like the very first time where they pulled that
Oof.
Quarren through the
Yeah.
door. They got sliced in half.
So that guy's the only one who's dead.
We think so.
Don't we see him in the cage, though?
Right.
Because he got
And his
smashed by the
horns.
door.
It took all of his horn off. The horns.
Right.
But yeah, they make it look like each one of these was killed, which was good storytelling, because they could have been, and that could have been it. Oh, this is my favorite one.
The lights flash.
The
He's
strobing
like
with
moving
Mando.
around.
So as you watch this, if you didn't remember,
Just
etc.,
shush.
just focus on Mando. And Mayfeld is not dumb. Oh, we cut away. Oh, that was surprisingly easy.
And Mando had to do all the athletics earlier to take him
shoot him
down.
before. Yeah. She heard the noise. She heard the sound. All right, there's 2, 3.
It has to be bullets.
I'm okay.
Because, like, the visible, like, ding.
Yeah. Yeah, you could die. Oh, here we go. Mando is on the hunt. Probably have his back gun facing behind him.
Yeah.
Unless it's
The
like
back gun has, like, a finger trigger thing.
synced up to his guns.
It is.
There we go. There we go. Nothing. There. Nothing. There.
No.
Oh, that was so great.
No.
Just knew it. I could watch that strobe scene again. That's just phenomenal.
Okay, pause and rewind, everyone.
No. Yeah, then sync up on that. This guy's like, I've been in here forever.
Just let me
you
go.
were in there for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Feels like a very long 10 minutes if the other 10 minutes went by so quick.
I really like the music and the themes in Mando. Granted, we've seen them many more times than Boba, but just so soothing and it sounds cool.
I like the Marshall's theme.
We'll have to pay attention to that when we get to that
Oh,
one
we
next
will.
season. Because Mando's here for profit. Now he's coming out ahead, but he can still come out even more ahead here by taking this guy.
Oh.
Now, they're right below the center of that thing. Just remember the center of the hold is where they exited.
Yeah.
Hold on. What did I do? Fantastic.
What power is this?
Right? Thanks, Mando.
Can you imagine if he would have missed and shot a hole through the thing and everybody dies?
Or they undo the vac seal.
Yeah.
The vac tube.
Oof.
He could have killed everybody on that ship instantly. Well, not instantly.
No, it would have taken a bit because it's huge.
Well, with the bulkheads down, it would have kept it atmosphere in a couple of the areas.
As long as they're airtight.
That's a
Back
cool
at
looking
the
thing.
outpost.
It's kind of like a Cloud City type looking thing.
Yes, probably a lot bigger.
I don't know, Cloud City in the games make it look bigger.
Oh,
This just look like a depot of some sort.
What was that? Battlefront 1? The original?
No, I think it was in the newer ones. You can run around on bigger boards and stuff.
Well, I mean on Bespin, though.
Just Bespin on the first Battlefront.
That was
on PlayStation 2. That was a small board.
Comparatively.
Comparatively.
Uh-huh.
No questions. Let's test your loyalty, Ran.
Ron.
I don't think Rand would, if he's the middleman to set people up and make jobs, maybe he doesn't typically do that. Maybe he just did it because the Twi'lek here got put away.
He looks like Jon Favreau.
This is just great.
There he is.
So he got paid off.
He's probably expecting a double cross.
He's just, oh yeah. He's just so creative here, though. Now, these X-Wings you see, all three of them are directors of these episodes. You'll see Deborah Chow, the Rick, oh man, I'm sorry, Fujiyama or close to that,
Yeah.
and then Dave Filoni. That looks like General Grievous's little ship, in a way, minus all the guns. Oh, beef. This is great. Because when we see him pick it up, we were like, what's he doing with it? What's this?
Get out of here.
Trackers and fobs and everything. There are some X-Wings, which, as we find out later on, especially, that they're very much like the police.
Dave Filoni.
Rick? I thought Deborah Chow was shown. She'll be doing.
Oh yeah, she's here.
She directed the Obi-Wan. Oh, that was X-Wings. There she was. Okay, so fun fact: Dave Filoni's X-Wing that they used to shoot his interiors. I don't know if they used the same one for all of them, like if they did them all at the same time. But that X-Wing, I read it or heard it or somewhere, and I shouldn't do this when I can't bring my sources on it, but immediately when they got done, they took his X-Wing and took it to Galaxy's Edge at, I would assume Disney World, but Disneyland would have been closer. So his prop that they use in the movie is in Galaxy's Edge.
There's the ball.
Or it could be the one on the Frog Lady episode, because we see a full X-Wing, not just a cockpit.
Oof. Dave Filoni's in that one?
I don't think he's one of the two.
I don't.
There's
yeah,
two.
he is. He is.
Then it's that one. It should be that one.
Maybe.
Good. So they didn't die. They double-crossed him, and all he did was put him here to get found. But
they're not
coming here because there's no.
They're just gonna be stuck in there forever.
Now that distress thing meant come here quick.
But I think it followed the thing.
You would think that there would be some sort of
Famuyiwa.
Oh, Famuyiwa. So that was him.
Fam. Yi. Wa.
Thank you.
This is very pretty. Ooh.
See what? Oh, they have an Aqualish with them originally. In the back.
I wonder who he was gonna be.
I don't know. There's Miggs.
There's Miggs.
Was he bald?
Yeah.
There he is. Gosh.
Oof.
Well, they definitely had a look for him. And for all of them. Iowati. Carl Weathers. Oh, because
he had one thing.
Because of his little transmission that barely spoke. Again, enjoyed it. We're watching this. We're doing these podcasts because we really like Star Wars. And as you see, we talk about stuff that we like and stuff that, oh, this could be better, or it bugs us, or next season there's an episode we didn't really like at all. But, no, we love this stuff. It's enjoyable.
Sometimes we get to skip Frog Lady.
We gotta watch it, man.
It's there just to branch getting Frog Lady to...
In a book that you read, there could be a down chapter, right?
It's fine, though.
But you have to go through it. Pay your dues.
Ooh.
All right. So just to give you why Nolan had his little reaction there, the credits shrunk down, and then all of a sudden there's a big picture of Giancarlo Esposito called The Reckoning, advertising the next one. So
that one guy from Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. He was in some Spike Lee movies. Do the Right Thing was a real popular one. That was after I saw him in Breaking Bad, I went back and saw him in that. But yeah, we're gonna have a couple. One more of our podcasts will cover the last two episodes, The Reckoning and Redemption. And I remember
Redemption.
Those were really, really good. And we talk about that the second season was great.
All-star episodes.
Yes, but I mean, think back to what we're gonna see and what we've said about just these last two episodes and what's to come in the next two. Bless you. Our dog just sneezed. Our dog, Chewy, just sneezed. But yeah, so I mean, this season, can't say it's underrated because it was up for best drama, and it's what brought us in and made us excited for the second season. But they just raised the bar with that second season. They left it high here,
Oh yeah,
and they cleared it. They cleared
we cleared it with the first episode.
it. Yeah, can't wait for that. So we'll have one more podcast here before, and we're about halfway up to um, what do we call it? Till Obi-Wan shows up. We're still a few
So is
months
it called
away.
Obi-Wan?
I want it to be called
It
Kenobi, but
should
it's
be
called.
called.
I think it's called Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Ugh,
We'll
I don't
just
want to watch
we'll
it.
just call it Kenobi. Oh wait, you're just gonna say no, no
Yeah,
thanks,
I'm vetoing it
because
because
it
it's
says
called Obi-Wan. It should be Kenobi.
just
Just
Kenobi.
Kenobi.
I agree.
Kenobi.
Well, at least they didn't call it Ben.
Oof.
Ben Kenobi.
Ben. Why Ben?
He needed a name,
Why Ben? Why
to
does
hide
Ben
with
exist in Star Wars?
in that world.
In any world.
Well, sorry all you Bens that are listening.
No Bens are listening. If your name's Ben, stop listening.
If your name is Ben, please email us and let us know so we can personally apologize.
Also, give us a
and to
question
show
related
Nolan
to our
wrong.
show.
There we go. Well, yeah, we do have a Q&A. Well, technically, it's not a Q&A. It's just a question that I was thinking of that Star Wars fans have debated for years, and by years meaning 15 to 20. It's Nolan. It's my question. It wasn't sent in. So the question is, what is the proper order that a brand newbie to Star Wars who hasn't seen the movies, but they're eager, willing, and energetic to watch them, what's the proper viewing order that you think they should watch the movies?
I know it's kind of basic, but I'm gonna say like 1 through 9 instead of just like 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Just because, I mean, while watching the first 3, you actually see the downfall of Anakin turning into Darth Vader. But if you watch like the first trilogy, it's just there's Darth Vader. You don't know why he's there,
You mean
but he's cool.
the original trilogy? You don't
Yes.
know why he's there, but he's cool.
Mm-hmm. So, prequel trilogy obviously first, and then just 4, 5, 6, but like, when did Solo happen?
Solo was young, so well, he's older than Luke, right? He's mid 30s, probably 30, and Luke's 19 in New Hope, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he's about 10 years older than him. So you can do the math. It's between Clone Wars and New Hope, but it's, that time frame.
So between 6 and 1, Solo, or 3 and 4.
Slow down.
Sorry.
That's okay. Slow down for people following.
So 1, and then 2,
2,
and then 3, then Solo, then
Episode 4, the original trilogy.
No. Do they do the Death Star in New Hope?
The first Death Star, yeah.
So I guess also put Rogue One there.
Oh, so you remember the
Stop.
Okay.
1,
Okay.
2, 3,
3,
Solo, Rogue One, 4, 5, 6,
and then
sequel
the
trilogy.
The new movies. Okay.
And then shows like afterwards, because then the Clone Wars existed. And everything.
That's good. That's very interesting. The counter argument is, and the one that true loyalists had always gone by, is you have to show them in the order that they were theatrically released. For those fans who have lived the Star Wars over the decades, they want that new person to experience it in the same way that they did, whether it was as a child or a grown up.
Seems kind of conversionist.
Well, it's you always want to look out for those people that are vulnerable and finally willing to sit down and watch the thing that they've heard about, or that they know you've obsessed about, and so now you want them to have the best experience possible. And so if you can mirror your experience a little bit, it might help. So, but mine is a bit different. It's kind of a compromise of that. So mine, in the order that they're released for the episodes 1 through 9. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should watch the original trilogy first before the prequels, so that the basis, all the excitement, that everybody loved about Phantom Menace when it was coming out was this cute little kid. How could this kid grow up to be Darth Vader? And so then you get to see his downfall in the next two. Well, he falls in love in Attack of the Clones in episode 2, and then 3 he becomes Vader. Okay, so if we don't have that, then it's just, oh, a story of a kid. Oh, he's going to be a Jedi. Oh, he falls in love. Oh, he's this. Oh, he turns into somebody named Darth Vader. Oh, he kills younglings. Oh, now in the original trilogy, now we get to see his exploits. And I'm not saying there's a right or wrong answer. I'm just going as a purist. I would watch 4, 5, and 6 so that I can understand the storyline of this cute little kid, Anakin, in the prequels and that individual's downfall. Does that make sense?
Whatever.
So then I would continue from there and I would go, this is going to blow your mind. Then I would go, so the original trilogy, then the prequels, then I would go with 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Then I would go Rogue One before I go back into 4, 5, 6 again.
You're gonna watch. Oh God, I can't know.
Here's my thing, and we'll cut it short because that's really the main thing, is their first exposure to Darth Vader, like you said.
Why don't you just watch Rogue One first?
If you start with 4, 5, 6, oh, this person, oh, he's bad. Oh, this, oh, he has redemption. Wow, now this little boy, and then how bad he falls. You have a much greater appreciation of Darth Vader in the original trilogy once you've seen what he was originally, and then how he became who he was, and then you see him again in the original trilogy. So before the sequels even came out, people would argue about, of the 6 episodes, what's the order? And from then, I'm like, 6, it's 9, because I watched the original trilogy, prequels, and then original trilogy, and you're going to have a much deeper understanding. Just like in the exact same way of if you watch Rogue One before A New Hope, after you've known the story, you understand the importance of their mission. And then when R2 is rolling around in A New Hope, you understand all of the sacrifice and death that's in him, that if he never makes it out of the Jawas, if Luke doesn't save him, all of those things, it just adds so much, so many layers of understanding and just gratification if you do it the way that I said to do it.
I just like to say, nerd.
Yeah, but a nerd who loves this, and you've dropped the nerd a few times, but I think
the nerd.
I'm just saying that I think a true
I
Star Wars
you.
fan understands.
Yes.
And as a critical analysis
The
of
evolution.
it as a saga, that you get much more enjoyment out of the characters if you do the original trilogy, just so you learn who they are. Then you go back in the sequels, or prequels, excuse me, to see, oh, that's how they came to be. Even Ben Kenobi turned out. How did he turn out that way? You get to see his evolution, and then you have to go through them again. Notice I didn't say Solo. So after you get through
it's not really necessary.
the
It's just like
original
an add-on.
trilogy twice, then you can do the sequels and end. Then go ahead and watch Solo, because it does nothing for other than introduce Han, but I don't think you need. I love his introduction in the cantina. I don't need a story of him right away. So that's what I thought, and I knew you'd have your opinion, and that's just mine.
I do have my opinion,
and I love that, and that's awesome.
I just know I'm not going to be watching 12, 14 Star Wars movies.
Well,
just to watch the series.
This wasn't for you who have seen them. This is for somebody who's really trusting and open, and they want to watch them. And you can knock them out. Imagine that, almost 2 full weeks.
Just a movie a day.
And you get to watch one Star Wars a night.
Or you could just watch The Lord of the Rings an hour a night and have 12 days.
That's about right as well. Stopping, starting, stopping, starting, stopping.
Oh, that would suck.
That'd be annoying. Yeah. So
flip the disc.
Yes. So that's it. That's all we're gonna have for this one. Thank you so much for listening. Please reach out to us.
Please
look in our bio of Twitter, Instagram. Our YouTube channel is up. So you can go and listen to that when you're wherever. You don't have to go to all these places. That'd be ridiculous. But you can find us at one of those different
Yep.
entities. So thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with the final 2 episodes of season 1 of Mando.
I'm Nolan.
And I'm Bob.
That's it.
Thanks.